City of Jackson, Daniel Mahoney. Hi, Daniel.
Good afternoon, Bart. How you doing?
Good, nice to see you.
Likewise.
I mentioned before the show, I saw Daniel at the MLK Business Resource Fair last week, and you spoke and had a few words of encouragement. And one thing you didn't do, which was a first that I ever witnessed, when you introduced yourself as Daniel J. Mahoney, you usually say what the J stands for. Apparently last week you ran out of what?
No such thing. I could keep that going forever and ever and ever. But I gotta keep them on their toes. I can't always let them know what my next move is. So, some days they'll get what the J stands for, and some days they'll just get just a proper introduction.
Well, sometimes people just make it up themselves.
That's
they're
right.
standing there and thinking,
That's
you
right.
know what I think J stands for?
Yeah.
It could be bad, it could be good. Well, we're really, I think, amongst a lot of people that were excited about the progress in the MLK corridor and the promise of more grants that the CIA will be awarding, I believe this summer or late in the summer?
Yeah, the process will begin this summer. The process actually will begin on the June 2nd, is the opening of the pre-application phase. This is where people will be able to submit their pre-application, give us some details about where they are and their business journey. That will go to our consultant and who we have contracted to look at those pre-applications to let us know which ones are kind of ready for the next phase. Then they'll get re-invited back to apply for the next phase. Those who are, those who don't or aren't will get sent information on what next steps they need to take to be better prepared. And then we'll go into the next phase. We're hoping to get this grant round out. I believe we said later in the fall is the plans for the release of the dollars, but the process starts now.
I believe it's been about $1 million that you've already awarded.
$1.1 million in grant funding so far. I mean, it's really an amazing thing to be a part of, Bart. Outside of the grant dollars, so far in the MLK corridor, we've had about $20 million of reinvestment in this particular area that has all spurred just from us putting a intentional effort around reinvesting in this area. Excuse me, that's come through the MLK Reimagine project, which is the complete reconstruction of MLK from Morrell Street all the way down to the city limits at South Street, which part of that project has already started. Half the roads are already torn up, barriers are out, it's one way. It's, again, the inconvenience of road construction is never pleasant to experience. However, the end goal that we're working towards is going to be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, we all saw it downtown where it was complete chaos for a couple of years, but it was the big payoff everyone did appreciate.
And we learned some things since then. That's the big thing. I think, going in, that was one of the concerns that everybody had is how are we going to handle communication with the businesses and the community who are going to be directly impacted by the construction going on. And, there's an entire communication plan, and a lot of those things that they're putting in that plan are what we learned from what happened right here downtown.
And that is just one of the construction projects underway, the MLK itself, but we've got 4 or 5 other major street projects throughout the city.
Absolutely. I mean, this is construction season right now. You may be going down your favorite path to get somewhere, and then you take a detour that you're most familiar with and find out that there's actually work going on over there also. So have to give ourselves a little bit of extra time during this season to get where we're trying to go to, just to accommodate for if you do run into an incident where there's more traffic than usual or a regular route that you're taking to get somewhere may be blocked due to construction.
Got new housing going up, and it looks like both the Blackstone and the Greenwood are very close to completion.
Absolutely. I've been tracking both of those because I'm excited for when those come online for people to start moving in. I mean, that's one of our biggest goals is around adding additional housing units around the city, and those two projects contribute to that goal in a major way.
And both those projects will have 100% occupancy on the day they open.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be an incentive for anyone else looking to invest in housing in the city.
I mean, I think it has been really all of the things that we've done through our community development department, which I have to shout those guys out. The team in community development has been working extremely hard on making sure that they bring great ideas to both the Affordable Housing Commission and to City Council to take in consideration. The work that we've been able to do has attracted far more private developers than I think any of us had really expected. I mean, we're at a point right now where we know that when we sit down with the developer, if they're in position, it's going to be very difficult for them to say, well, I don't really want to invest in Jackson. We're making it really pleasant to work with as a city. Also, we have such good momentum happening right now that I think any good developer would be able to see Jackson as a good place to place a bet on when it comes to where they want to invest their dollars for development.
It appears there are developers and builders outside of the 100 homes that are just buying up property and just putting up houses.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we had, if it wasn't the last meeting, it was the meeting before, I think we had another 10 lots get picked up for development, in addition to the 4 houses that the city is going to give away. So, you know, every single piece plays a part. You know, we've got a lot of moving parts. I think our community development department is actually working on an interactive map where we'll be able to click on a particular project and identify whether it's the 100 Homes or Allen Edwin or what are the other developers, so we can know exactly what that project is that's happening.
We've got just a few days before the month of June starts, and that month has a big celebration, Juneteenth, and you're part of the committee that's planning this year's event.
Absolutely.
What's lined up for Juneteenth this year?
Oh man, it's going to be a very, very powerful weekend. I mean, on that Thursday, we have our community forum that's normally around like law enforcement and community relationship development. This time, I think we have some elected officials and some candidates who are going to come up and sit on a panel. I'm not sure if they're all elected or not, but there'll be a panel of individuals from that space who will sit and have a conversation. I'm looking forward to that. Of course, I got roped into being on that panel as well and participating, but I have no problem with that. I really, really admire working with the Juneteenth Planning Committee, and we've put in a ton of work. I mean, we've got, I believe, 20 college and or trade school scholarships that we are giving away. And so this year over at Spring Arbor College, we're actually going to be hosting a dinner for the parents and the loved ones and the sponsors of those scholarships to be able to sit down and have dinner together and meet. And then they'll get presented with that scholarship on the big day, on Saturday, which is the big day. So for Saturday, I mean, we've got the kids zone. That'll have all the things you can think of that a kid would love to do. We've got the gaming trailer from Joystick Mobile. We've got the Mr. Bubbles coming out to do the foam party. We've got a petting zoo. We've got basketball and other kinds of games. And then, of course, all the entertainment for the evening and a ton of food vendors and vendors selling their wares and all kinds of organizations. There's a job fair. So it's going to be a very, very great day to come downtown.
Are you going to participate in the Mr. Bubble display?
I will not. I'll be wearing 2 hats that day, kind of 2 and a half. So, I'm still a case manager for Access for All. We're a sponsor of the event this year, so we'll be out there promoting the program, helping men and women get into skilled trades job. But my number one job that day will be with the sisters of Sister Smoothies. And I don't know if I'll be allowed to leave my station to go and play in the bubbles. I think my...
Do you have a job, like an assignment with Sister Smoothies?
I do whatever they tell me to do.
Okay.
That keeps me out of trouble.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming in and thanks for all the updates.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me. And anytime, I really appreciate and enjoy coming on the Bart Howley Show because I know you connect with almost every citizen in our community in such a great way. So I appreciate the invitation.
Well, thanks so much. We appreciate that as well.
Absolutely.
Our mayor, Daniel J. Mahoney.